Wel, dis reg, Johan, dit is 'n groot naweek. Ons Suid-Afrika speel Australië Sondag, maar ook hartseer nuus oor bakkies bote. En ek het vir Garrin Lambley van Sport24 uitgenooi om vandag saam met ons te kuier. En die eerste ding op my lippe voor ek eers goeiemôre sê, Garrin, is bakkies bote. Good morning.
Morning, Liesel. Very sad for Bakkies. You know, he struggled with this Achilles tendon issue. He's failed the fitness test. He's not playing. He's actually ruled out for the rest of the tournament. So his World Cup career, if you like, is over. He's off to Toulon in France after the tournament.
And it's the last time he's playing for the Springboks ever was.
And the Bulls, obviously. So he's finished with South African rugby. Very sad. Apart from that, you know, we've named the most experienced team in our history for this match, which is good news. So we can't use experience as...
No, of course not.
Right. So you know, and obviously Franz Steyn was ruled out earlier in the week with his shoulder problem.
Yeah. And he's on his way back home as well.
Correct. You know, Jean de Villiers fills in for him, so he is reunited with Jacques Fourie in the midfield. So not the worst problem there for us. Apart from that, you know, John Smith back to captain at hooker.
What's happening here now?
It's very confusing. You know, a lot of people calling for Bismarck to start. He's on the bench, so he's going to come on as an impact player, but might well work for us if it gets tight towards the end of the match. We'll have to wait and see. Kick off 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. Organise your breakfast. It should be fantastic rugby.
You know, the sad thing is I am emceeing at the gun run, which starts at 7 o'clock.
I know, there is a bit of a clash there.
Yes,
shame.
so I'll have to keep all the runners up to date with the score and maybe just have my iPod in my ears and try and pick up what's happening in the rugby.
There'll be a lot of people running with little earpieces. Yeah.
You'll have to message me to keep me up to date with the score.
I will do.
Other quarter-final matches.
Other matches, you know, on the Saturday, the first match, Ireland up against Wales. It's an all Six Nations clash.
Ireland's looking good, hey?
Both Ireland and Wales looking very good. You know, Wales were in our group. We beat them by a point only. In the other matches, they look really good. I expect a titanic battle there. Straight after that game, it's the England-France match.
Also a big one.
France have looked terrible in this tournament. I'm expecting them to sort of peak at some point. Hopefully it's
I think
this Saturday.
You know what they like? They do come back.
Correct. You know, they're the most unpredictable team in history, but they've got a fantastic World Cup history, having made the semi-finals pretty much every time they have played. So I wouldn't be surprised if they beat England. England themselves haven't looked that flash. So those are the two matches on Saturday. Obviously, the winner of those two matches plays in the semi-final. Straight after our game, it's New Zealand up against Argentina. Perhaps the easiest of the quarterfinals to pick. New Zealand should be way too good for Argentina, even though they're missing Dan Carter. Sad news for the rugby purists that Dan Carter has been ruled out. He is perhaps the best player in the world.
He is, yes.
New Zealand still should have too much for the Argentinians, who aren't the same side as they were 4 years ago when they finished third.
Side 4 years ago.
They had a fantastic turn. They actually came third in the end. They seem to have gone backwards, if you like, somewhat. A lot of injuries there as well. But you know, they'll put up a good fight, especially in the first half. But I expect New Zealand to come through in the end.
And then, as if you don't get enough of rugby, we're going to have to pull out all those pink cards this weekend to the misses. Currie Cup.
Currie Cup, you know, it's second last round of Currie Cup. It's heating up. Everyone's fighting for the semi-final berth. Your Blue Bulls, they're still in 5th position. They can't afford to lose this weekend or next weekend. The big game, Lions up against Western Province up in Joburg. The Lions are top of the log at the moment. If they win, they're guaranteed a home semi-final, so they've got a lot to play for. Western Province looking over their shoulder at the Bulls. They can't afford to lose. Again, a lot of injuries for the poor Province team. Very young side they've put out together.
I'm so proud of them last week. I was shouting for them all the way.
They came back. They beat the Sharks. So great victory for them.
Very tight game, hey?
Yeah, the Sharks themselves, they're up against the Leopards. Shouldn't have any problem there. Your Blue Bulls, a bit of a banana skin game, if you like. Then Kimberley against Griquas. Always tough to beat the Griquas team down in Kimberley.
Yeah, the support there's unbelievable.
It is. And then there's one game tonight, Pumas up against the Cheetahs. Again, the Pumas looking a lot better this year.
They are looking very good.
The Cheetahs will have to, you know, bring out their A game if they wish to score the 5-point bonus victory.
And then, of course, Bafana, Nelspruit this weekend.
Massive game for Bafana. AFCON qualifier. They're actually second in the group at the moment. They're tied on points with Sierra Leone, who they play in Nelspruit. They're 1 point behind Niger, who travelled to Egypt. Obviously, we're all shouting for the Egyptians to beat the Niger team, so we can hopefully win. Top the group, go through to the tournament, which is held next January in Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. So big game. You've got nothing to do on Saturday at 5 o'clock after the rugby. go support Bafana.
Of course, you've got to support for Bafana. We should be wearing half of Bafana,
we should do. You know, both our national teams in action this weekend.
This weekend. So half Bafana, half
Amaboka. Split loyalties at the moment, yeah.
Garrin, thank you so much for joining us. I'm not asking you any predictions on what do you think is going to be happening in the Currie Cup and as well as the World Cup quarterfinal matches. We'll catch up on Monday with Dave Brook from Sports24 to find out what went down. And just wishing our Springboks all the best. This is eXpresso on SABC3.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.